Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Factorio Railworld. Kind of let the game run for a little bit before I started the recording, just to see if I can get as much scanning done as possible. Still got a little bit to do up here, that these couple things we'll be doing. A little bit to do over here on this side as well. I think we've gone as far as we're going to go up here in this top left corner, most likely. I don't remember exactly how far out they can scan, but probably pretty close to the limit. But yeah, still no oil. It's just fascinating. So at this point, I think we just keep going and just do what we can without the oil. I mean, it's not like, we have to have oil to finish the game as far as, launching a rocket and all that stuff. But I guess we don't necessarily have to have oil to finish everything. So let's go ahead and keep doing some stuff. I've been holding off on the research a little bit just to kind of keep some other supplies or some other resources stockpiled for other things. But let's go ahead and keep going with the research for now. Do as much as we can. Probably a good idea to see which of the like the new research things that we can go ahead and build without oil. Obviously something like this we can do entirely without oil because we're actually already making all of those things except the grenades, and that is definitely doable. So in that case, where do we want to start sticking like our research and some of our other kind of main components? I'm tempted to just have a train station that just brings in, science stuff, something like over here or something like that. Just have a big old array of science. The train station next to it, they can bring in all the different science components, if you will. And then, make those somewhere else. Because I really want to just rely on trains. Just have fun with the trains. So, I could have my main system continue to be the science stuff and just like put a train station up here somewhere that brings science into this area and just kind of expand this out a bit more. And that's not the worst idea in the world. I could just leave the green and red here for now and just like do some of the other ones in other spots. Again, a little overkill. We don't really need to do all of that, but I don't know. I just kind of want to have fun with it. For example, we can mine out this copper, send it up here somewhere and bust it, train that out in some way. We can mine out this iron kind of off this direction somewhere, train it out somewhere. I don't know if we want to smelt in place and then train out the finished, or train, excuse me, sorry, a little bit of a yawn there, or move out to the raw and do something with that. Man, for a brief second, I was like, maybe they changed the oil color, but no, that's coal. Very strange little patch of coal, but it's technically coal. I guess the one mildly good thing of when we do eventually find oil, presumably we will, is that it will be so far out that it should be a fairly massive and rich patch, because obviously the further we get out, the better the patches tend to be on this particular map. For example, 31 million iron ore up here, which is kind of crazy. 6.6 million copper is not too bad. I don't know where these 2 million coppers have come from, but, I guess there's a spattering of other ones as well. Yeah, I don't know. So how do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? Because this thing right here was just never meant to do much more than just be a starter's place. Really get us some stuff kind of to be able to build elsewhere, I guess is really kind of the best way to put it. So, we may expand a few of these things down this direction, but not much. The science is going to be fine for now, but definitely not going to be good for forever. Truthfully, we may want to have green and red, even more mass-produced somewhere else. Have a couple lines of red, a couple lines of green, things like that. I've never trained, put the science packs on trains before, which is, it's kind of an interesting concept, I suppose. I just keep expanding out, just hoping that I find oil. But again, we don't necessarily need it. We don't need it for the next part of this plan. I'm going to go ahead and pick up some of these. Just be nice to have them in hand because we're going to need some anyway. Kind of clean up as we go, I suppose. And actually, we could probably go ahead and just... As I'm saying that, I'm looking over here to the left. I forgot we'd still have a little bit of this particular patch that we could expand to. So we may just do that. Send these over that direction. You still got a little bit. These two guys are good. Everybody over here is technically good at the moment. So We may just run out this direction, and what I may do, it's a little weird, but it would actually work. First off, sure, solar energy, why not? Let's go ahead and put these down over here on this side. That's the wrong one. There we go. Sure, that works for me. And then we'll just put a couple over here, just to make sure we can mine all of this out. Just to be a bit more completionist, I suppose. Alright, so that works, and then we'll probably just go down and come across the side. We can put it back here or back there. We may just run it all the way across to this one over here. Plug it in there, and I think that's going to be fine. It will work. A little goofy, but yeah, it's alright. I want one of the smaller bolts. There we go. Let's go ahead and finish it out over here. Cool, done. So it'll start mining that out. This little patch here is going to be a little weird just because of how spattered that is right there. But that's alright. Still no oil. Again, assuming it is bright, hot pink. So those are baddies. So for a second I thought maybe that was pink, but it is definitely not pink. Very red. Alright. Where to stick science? I mean, there's a big flat spot here. We can stick a bunch of stuff on this side, I suppose. But really, before I get science, I should really just figure out where I'm going to start mass producing like iron and things like that. Let's see. Is it better to smelt in place or bus to a massive smelting area? I don't know. It's actually still something I'm still trying to figure out. Of course, the problem is if we start moving anything out a little bit, we're going to start running into some pollution problems with the baddies, which we'll have to deal with, but that's fine. Alright, so what do we need to... either way, we're going to need some good smelting, and we're going to need a whole lot of miners. So let's go see if we got some of those being produced and pick those up. Let them keep producing as well. And then, I can't remember, are we making steel furnaces? I think we are up here. Probably not very many of them. What do we got in here? Only 50. So yeah, let's definitely expand you up. We need quite a few more. In fact, let's just go as far as you can go. Pick up all we can for now. Let's go and pick up some track. Actually almost full, but that's alright. Got a bunch of red belts. That's going to be fine for now. We don't have any... We have a few inserters, not a whole lot. What do we got over here? We got miners. Yeah, down here. Down here. Right, that's plenty of miners, obviously. Stone brick. You guys can go away. Let's go in my little box over here. Steel axe is fine. I can keep you. The books can technically be deleted. If I can remember out how to delete these things. Can I just put you inside there? Whatever. Just I'll figure out how to delete you in a minute. I think there's I know there's a way. It's just sometimes it's a little weird. You can go away as well. Don't really need you. If I need you, I can pull you back out from my book. Technically, these copper plates are kind of worthless here, although I can stick them somewhere over here. Like up here. Copper plates. I guess I need one of these. Alright, that'll be good for now. That's going to get us going. We need some more big electric poles. Should be up this way, right over here. We'll just grab a stack of those for now. Alright, solar energy is finished. Let's do... a lot of stuff we can do. I'm not sure why. Concrete. Any oil? No oil. Okay. Back to what we're doing. So how do I want to set up these smelters? And we're really going to need a lot more steel furnace, to be perfectly honest. The best we can do is kind of lay out a pattern of what we want to do. I honestly don't know how many I want. I want this to be pretty big. pretty future-proof. Maybe it is better just go ahead and run all these mines, actually, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the smelting operation kind of down here, run all these guys south into that, and then when this thing runs out, well, then we'll have the smelting operation already set up for whatever we want to do next. So, probably over in this little area, it seems like it might be enough room to put most of what we want. Do I have a blueprint of kind of what I'm looking for? Probably in here. Okay, there's a electric mining furnace with the it's even got the what am I trying to say? The beacons and stuff like that along the way, which, you know, that's cool. Doesn't really help us right this second. Again, electric mining furnace. I just kind of have a couple like really random like patterns and things like that I've just picked up here and there. Belt arrays. I don't think I have anything. That is what I'm looking for. Alright, nope. Okay, that's fine. What do we need for electric furnaces? Probably oil, if I had to guess. Electric. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, it needs advanced circuit and stuff, which needs plastic, which needs oil. Fair enough. Alright, so steel furnaces it is. Because we're going to lay out our pattern ourselves. We were doing what? 12? Not 12. We were doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Okay, so 24. That's what I thought. Just couldn't remember for some reason. Which is fine. We'll just do a line of 24 of these starting somewhere over here. Kind of somewhere around this area. That's 24. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 20. Alright, I lost count. The blinking threw me off. Alright, that's alright. We'll lay out some of these other things and then we'll figure it out as we go. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23. We're off by 1. That was close. Alright, so that's going to be good. We'll go ahead and use the reds to pull these things in. You need circuits for robots, so we're not even going to have robots. Man, we're going to have to do all of this by hand, which is just fine, but man, it's going to be tough. Alright, so that's okay there, and then we can just do a belt down the middle. And I really don't know how many of those I want. I mean, I'm going to need quite a few. I think still using yellows is fine for this type of stuff. It's not going to be any situation where it's going to produce faster than this thing can unload, I don't think. Didn't quite work. My, I'm not necessarily shaky hand, but my non-straight line making hand. Goodness. It's like a hair trigger. This is why I don't do speed runs of Factorio, because apparently I cannot draw a straight line for nothing. Right, well, that's a start. And let's get the belt down. We'll bring back some more inserters later. Alright, well, that's one full setup. Let's get the power going, I suppose. Although I don't know that we necessarily need to power this up right this second. And then you're going to come out the bottom. How many of these do we want? We want at least 4 of these, I believe. Maybe we want 8 total, like, with the belt down the middle, I should say. Is there any benefit of sticking these side by side where we have these running off of the same, like one line going down the middle, supplying both sides? I think with the red belt, I think we can support that. Yellows, I think this is exactly what a yellow can support, but I think with the red, it's possible we could do both. May have to have blue. I'm not sure, but we'll try it. And if it doesn't get all the way to the end, that's something we can we'll know. And let's stick you there, and get as far as we can go. Go pick up some more supplies. Although if we do it this way... No, this will still work. We'll just... Yeah, it's still going to work. It's going to be a little weird. Maybe it's not a good idea. I think it'll work, though. We'll find out. Alright, let's come up here and... I mean, if nothing else, when we finally get robots, we'll just redo it all. That's okay. Guess we'll do some of these things that we don't really need right this second. I wish we could do those. We're not quite there yet. I mean, we can do oil processing. Maybe we don't see oil until we do the oil. That would make little sense to me, but it would be kind of funny. Suddenly we research the oil and all of a sudden oil starts popping up all over the map. Yeah, craziness. Alright, so I'm okay with this setup for the most part. Go ahead and while we're over here, start laying out some mining drills. Sure how I want to do this with these guys on the outer edge that are just a little weak. I may preserve this kind of patch up here just for kind of tap it into that some more. That may be alright, because I don't know if I really want to go that far up with this one with skipping that much space. This is a really, really bad patch over here, but I kind of want to just clean everything out, so we'll go ahead and do it. That's going to be good right there. It's going to be pretty good right there. I mean, these are terrible. They're going to run out so fast. I'm trying to get some in the middle there that are a little bit better. If we want that one at all, let's put that there. I don't know exactly where we'll put the dividing line. Probably just wherever it makes sense to continue a straight line without a gap. That's probably kind of about where we're going to do it. All right, for now, you guys are going to have red, which I think is going to be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and do a line here. No, looks like we can pick that up from the other side. Let's go okay. Let's do that. Yeah, these ones in the middle are going to be really good. Alright, so this line, I guess, makes mild amounts of sense. Not really, but we'll go with it. I mean, if it's going to be on red belts, maybe it'll kind of bleed through them pretty quickly. These guys on the ends are probably going to go through so quick that it's not going to matter that much. These guys way up here are silly. Yeah, this line right here it's fine. There we go. Red belts. I mean, they're going to saturate so much before it gets to the middle section here that, you know, these middle ones are going to be turned off for most of the time, but at least as these kind of, you know, start falling apart, we'll be able to, it'll work out in the long run. I mean, we're just going to future-proofing ourselves a bit. As those fall apart, the ones in the middle start kicking in, and it'll work out. All right, big electric poles. Let's just, I don't know if it really matters where we start these, but something like that. There we go. Over here. There we go. And up this way. Really? I'm going to skip there. Oh, come on. Perfect. Just barely. Alright, well, there we go. We got some iron coming in. Don't have any coal yet. We'll just have to, guess we could set up another coal train to come down this direction. Let's go, sure, something. You know, let's just get rid of the shotgun shells just because I want to get them off the list. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. It's possible by the time we find oil that these guys are going to be so strong that, I mean, we'd almost need lasers to get them, and we'll need oil for lasers. It's possible with the fully upgraded piercing rounds. We can use our standard gun turrets. Not going to be easy, though. All right, well, we're getting the beginnings of a pretty good iron smelting operation down here. So we're going to put a cut in here. When we come back, we'll finish up, a bit of this. I don't know that we're going to fill out this entire thing. I don't know if that makes sense. But we may fill out most of this just to kind of really get this running really, really well. Go pick up some more supplies and things like that. And yeah, anyway, I do appreciate you watching. And I hope you join me again next time. Thank you and goodbye.